Welcome back. It's Doug in PA. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. I kind of threw this one together because I was doing research for content, and I always find these stories of women who are working. There's a six-figure job or some job of importance, and they decide to just walk away. I left my six-figure job to go to Switzerland. I left my six-figure job to go, drive around in a van across the United States. I left my six-figure job for all these different reasons, right? And why do they say that normally, guys? I was burned out. I felt some pressure to be successful. You know, you know, uh, all these excuses. And so I decided to do a live stream about it. Guys, men, the journey of a man, you turn 16 and you're going to work until you're dead. Hopefully, along the way, you get a highly valued skill, highly valued education, a highly valued trade, so you can put yourself in the best position to live the life that you want to live on your own terms, or support a family. That's your only recourse, guys. That's your life. Steve M in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Women have so many other options in life, guys. They can be CEOs. They can be stay-at-home moms. They can get a highly valued skill or highly valued education and then walk away from the workforce anytime they want. Women have so many options that we don't, guys. So we're going to cover some of these women who've just walked away from their jobs. I have a story about a woman walked away from her six-figure job to to go work for wineries in Europe for less than $500 a month. I have a story of another woman who quit her six-figure job after 15 years to be a yoga instructor. So we're going to go over these. Before I get into this, make sure to like the video, guys. Subscribe if you haven't. If you're watching this afterwards, drop a comment. I really appreciate it. And all super chats are appreciated. All donations are appreciated. So it is Sunday, December 8th of 2024. I hope everyone is doing well. Let me share my screen and we can get into this. I always start my live streams with the crime files. I like to cover stories of women who have been, who have committed or being prosecuted for or have been convicted of various crimes. So we're going to go over a really good crime file story real fast and then get into how women can just quit their jobs. So let me share my screen real quick. So this woman here was driving her daughter and some friends on a highway and decided to do a U-turn and got hit by a truck, and all the children in the car got taken out. That's right. So this is the tragic part. But after the trial, all of your phone calls are recorded. The stuff that she was saying after the trial was completely ridiculous. So let's watch this news story about what happened, and then we'll get into what she got caught saying after the trial. Let's get into this.
Thanks so much for watching 27 News at 5. I'm David George. Well, new tonight, a Topeka woman will spend 5 years in prison for killing 3 Girl Scouts, including her own daughter. 27 News was the first to break the story on KSNT.com, and new at 5, we're hearing from the family of one of the girls. 27 News reporter Gabe Johnson is live in downtown where the woman was sentenced this afternoon.
Yeah, David. Well, Jackie Lund tells me it's been a difficult 2 years since her granddaughter's death. Now that the trial is finally over, she says that she feels that she got justice for her granddaughter. At just 9 years old, Kylie Lund's life was cut short after Amber Peary pulled in front of a semi.
We all thought we were
pulled in front of a semi. Oh my goodness.
Jesus H. Christ.
What was she thinking? Come on now.
Sending my granddaughter and their daughters to Girl Scout camp for the day, and the girls were so excited because they sold extra cookies and it ended in tragedy. And we've all lived that tragedy every day since, and probably will for the rest of our lives.
Amber Peary was driving a van full of Girl Scouts when she made the illegal U-turn on the highway. The crash killed 3 children, including her own daughter, and hurt 2 others.
Because
dang, could you imagine? She made an illegal U-turn, and 3 young girls aren't here anymore, including her own daughter. Yikes!
We got a decision finally. We can bring it to a close and move forward. And that's what we all want to do.
Amber Peary is now beginning her 5-year sentence. She's officially convicted on 3 counts of reckless involuntary manslaughter, 2 counts of aggravated battery, improper crossover on a divided highway, and a failure to check for safe passage.
Eric Naviga, good to see you. He says she probably didn't like the fact that she had a kid. Yeah, probably.
I'm sorry for Amber and that she has to spend time in prison, but I feel like she should be held accountable and that she really did not show any remorse.
Now, Peary made the illegal U-turn on I-335, a stretch of road between Topeka and Emporia with a noticeable lack of exits. Now, during the trial, Peary claimed that this was a true accident. Working for you live in downtown Topeka, Gabriel Johnson, 27.
So now you may be thinking, oh, I feel so bad for her. She lost her daughter too. We have to show her a little bit of grace. Nope, because look at this, guys. Oh, sorry about that. Hold on. Oh. 1 second. Okay. It's so rigged. Mom convicted in deadly Girl Scouts crash lashes out at troopers and jurors. A Kansas mother convicted of involuntary manslaughter in 2022 car crash that killed 3 Girl Scouts, including her daughter, deflected blame, questioned the fairness of her trial, and expressed optimism she would avoid prison time during recorded jailhouse phone calls. Amber Peary, 35, was found guilty in August of 3 felony counts of involuntary manslaughter, 2 felony counts of aggravated battery, and 2 traffic violations and a wreck on the Kansas Turnpike after she made an illegal U-turn and her vehicle was struck by a semi. In a series of calls hours after being found guilty, Peary alleged misconduct in the judicial system. It's so rigged, she said, adding that I feel like the effing jurors were paid off or something. Oh my goodness.
Jesus H. Christ.
In a September call, Peary was optimistic she would get probation. This is a vacation at a 2-star hotel, and it's almost done, she said, appearing to laugh. Ah! And you know what? She only got 6 years, guys. If this were a man, how much time do you think he would get? He'd get triple that, I guarantee it. Triple that. He'd get 18 to 20 years, I guarantee it. Raise Gamer, good to see you, my friend. Yep, Eric Nava said it. If she's found guilty, how was it an accident? Yeah, exactly. Says the proceedings came 2 days after a mother notorious for killing her children was denied parole in South Carolina. The state parole board denied a request for releasing from prison by. The state's parole board denied a request for the release from prison by Susan Smith. That's the woman that pushed her car off the dock with her two boys in it. Convicted in 1995 of drowning her 2 young boys in a high-profile case that caused astonishment over a mother killing her own children. And the worst part about Susan Smith, guys, if you weren't there, she had 2 kids, and she met a guy that didn't want kids. So she pushed her car onto a dock with her 2 sons in it and pushed it off the dock, and the car sank to the bottom with the kids' seat belted into the car. Then she had the nerve to say that she was carjacked by 2 black guys. So the police did a shakedown on every single black guy within 25 miles. And then she came out and said that she lied. Anyway, Peary, whose sentencing was continued to December 3rd, was driving 5 girls in her van on Topeka I-335 as it headed to a Girl Scouts event on October 8th of 2022. 2 of the children were injured but survived. They didn't survive. Peary's lawyers have asked Shawnee County District Judge Jessica Heinen for a non-prison sanction, saying she's enduring mental health issues that would be better treated outside of prison. Peary supporters also say her 2 living children would benefit from her presence at home. Once again, a guy wouldn't get any of this grace. Families of the victims are pursuing a tougher sentence. What Amber Peary said in jailhouse calls. At one point during the jail calls, Peary said, I wish I would have taken a plea. She appeared to say that she rejected an offer from prosecutors to plead guilty to 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter in exchange for dropping the 3rd count. And now, look at this. Her daughter's half black, guys. So when Eric Navas said a single mother, yep, I guarantee it, man. Anyway, I'm not going to say anything bad about her daughter because she's not here anymore. Um, in a September call, Pierce said the Simmons driver should have seen my effing blinker and brake. She said she never saw the truck. I literally didn't know what effing hit me, she said. I thought a bomb went off. In another call, she suggested her own vehicle was faulty in how it took the impact. Everyone pinned this effing S on me, Perry said. At one point, Perry weighed how the convictions would impact her chances of getting custody of her children. Kansas likes to keep families together. This is a case where I shouldn't be taken from my kids, Perry said, before acknowledging the convictions would make it difficult. It was a true accident anyway, and I hope the judge sees that. In an October video call, Perry said of the prosecutor, he's just they're really out for me. I understand that the other families are suffering too, she said before being cut off by noise in the background of the other person on the call. I didn't take out the 3 children. I got in a car accident. This is modern women, guys. This is modern women. And here's the thing. Kay Francis, good to see you. This woman made an illegal U-turn on a highway, and she had a van full of Girl Scouts, her daughter and 2 other girls, and she did a U-turn in front of a semi truck, and the truck hit the van and killed everyone but her. So I've said this multiple times on my channel, guys. Things are never going to be fair and equitable between men and women, ever, right? So equality and feminism is going to equal to women getting just as screwed by the judicial system as men. That's what equality is going to look like. Women are going to start getting the book thrown at them, guys. If you watch AJ's Rant and Raves channel, he covers all that body cam footage of police judo throwing all these broads and locking them up. That's what equality looks like, because it's never going to be fair, ever. It's just going to be how unfair things are. Women had it good. What they call that? Patriarchy. Perry paced around the jail room and blamed the Kansas Highway Patrol for what she considered a shoddy investigation. Everything just went towards me. It's not fair. It's just not. She blamed the truck driver and made it sound like having her blinker light on negated her culpability in the illegal U-turn. She also accused the other parents of committing perjury on the stand during the trial. Look at this woman, guys. This is modern women. This is what accountability looks like. Once again, women are going to get harsher sentences. They're going to get treated worse by the police. They're going to get treated worse by the system because this is what they wanted when they wanted equality with men. Anyway, on to what we're going to talk about today. So, reason why I wanted to cover the subject is I see all sorts of articles like this. I left a 6-figure job in the U.S. to go pick grapes for less than $500 in Europe. It completely transformed my life. Women can do this, guys. They can quit a 6-figure job. And this girl was 28 years old making 6 figures. Walked away to go pick grapes. She does have some yams, though. But anyway, yeah. So before we get into this, let's look at some of the women on TikTok who just quit their jobs. Once again, guys, women can do this. Men can't. And I pinned the. Let me put the link for people to come up. So if you want to come up, you can. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second here. Let me share my screen again. Okay. If you want to come up and join the conversation, you can. Let me just pin that to the top real quick so anyone that wants to come up can come up. Give me 1 second, you guys. And thank you for joining me. I kind of threw this to wants to come up can come up. Give me 1 second, you guys. Give me 1 second here. Okay, let me see. Let me pin this to the top. So yeah, anyone that wants to come up, you can. And let's look at some of these women who just quit their jobs. Once again, guys, you as a man cannot just quit your job. You have a duty and a responsibility to produce and be productive, but women don't. Excuse me.
I quit my job a year and a half ago because I was depressed. I hated working a desk job. I didn't find any purpose or meaning in what I was doing, and honestly, at the end of the day, I was just miserable.
I didn't have a purpose. I didn't feel right working at a desk. The women, guys. I said this on my channel multiple times. Women coming into the workforce have brought this concept of being happy at work and finding your passion at work. See, men, we don't care about that. We want a job that gives us the means to be able to provide for ourselves and a family if we so choose to have that. And the most of it that we want is respect and dignity. 47% of men work infrastructure jobs. They're on the roofs. They're in the sewers, laying concrete. You think that those guys love their jobs? No. But they love the fact that they can provide for their families doing that job. Women are the ones. I have to have I have to find my passion. I'm not happy here. I used to have a mentorship group in the DC area for 4.5 years. And if one of the guys I used to mentor would say, "Oh, I'm not happy at work," I say, "Why do you think that you get to be happy at work? Take happiness out of the equation and see how you feel tomorrow." Because most of us don't get to be happy. Guys, did you ever have a dream job? Put if you had a dream job in the chat. Because I don't like working. I do it. I have a day job. But my dream job would be to have $5 million in the bank and no job. There is no, I'm not going to be happy at a job. I didn't go into the workforce when I was 16 to be happy at a job. And even in my office now, I mean, women, I'm just not happy. What makes you think that you get to be happy at work? It blows my mind. Jessica, good to see you. Dante's in front of Purgatory, good to see you. Well, I mean, Jessica is that guy, Mr. I have a dream job. Get out of here.
And today, I am a successful entrepreneur. I basically am a content creator full time. I run my
Of course she is, guys. Of course she is. All these women think that content creation, social media, is going to be their way out of a 9 to 5, but they don't. So this whole thing of not working a 9 to 5 and hating on a 9 to 5 is just making the wall that much worse when women crash into it. Telling you guys. All these women think, oh, I'm just going to start a TikTok or a YouTube or an Instagram. Yeah, let's see how that goes for them.
my own outdoor community. I am a UGC creator for outdoor brands. I live in a van. I get to travel full time.
She lives in a van down by the river.
I get to guide international trips and
Sorry, guys. I have a little bit of a cough today. Sorry about that.
camping trips. I've literally never been happier than I am right now. I'm only 25 years old, and I just want to tell you that if there's a life that you want for yourself, you can do it, and you just need to take those first steps to get there. But that life is possible. It is.
It's possible, but is it probable? Remember, women operate on possibilities. Men operate on probabilities. Whiteout, good to see you, my friends. It's my great grandfather used to leave at 6 and come home at 6. I would love to see these females do that. Guys, white out. The journey of a man, you get a job when you're 16 and work until you're dead. Women think they want a piece of it, but they don't really. They don't. That's why women in STEM, 50% of women in STEM change careers by the time they're 43. C-suite women quit at twice. So women that are CFOs, CEOs, COOs quit at twice the rate of men, and usually around 42, 43. Women don't want the smoke of having to produce and having to perform, and the masculine burden of performance for the rest of their life. They don't want the smoke, guys. Then this girl is a doctor at the NHS.
I'm an NHS doctor, and here are the reasons why I am not working full-time as a doctor anymore. The first one is time. I need my time back. I have been at this.
Look at. If you guys have ever heard the term a lace front, this is what it is. You see that right there? You see that little ridge on her hair? On her fake hair? That's what a lace front looks like, just so you know.
This for 8 years, medical school, foundation years, it's so much, and I've dedicated my whole life to it. But I am ready to grow. I am ready to explore my other interests. I'm ready to take time out and explore my creativity, go into medical education, go into public speaking, and I think
explore my creativity with a medical degree.
I think this is one of the most perfect times in order to do that, just reclaiming that time back. I don't want to live a life suboptimally. I don't want to live below my potential, and I know I have so much to give to this world outside of being a doctor. Number 2, you actually make more money during your locum years. So currently, I think a junior doctor's salary is about 33,000, which ends up being around like 2,400, 2,500 a month.
And let me say another thing about, because there's a lot of women who've quit being occupational therapists, physical therapists, nurses, PAs, and medical doctors. If they were men, I think one of the reasons why we have a medical provider crisis is because women are going to school, getting medical degrees, and they're quitting the profession. I'm telling you guys, men will stick it out. If this were a man, he'd be a doctor for 30, 40 years. But she's going to quit. She looks maybe what, late 20s, early 30s, guys? And she wants to quit and become a creative. Steve M, thank you for the donation. He says, can you imagine her student loan debt? Well, she's in Britain, so it's not as bad for her. She probably has some, but not as much as in the United States. But yeah, guys. One of the reasons why we're gonna have a medical provider shortage is because so many women are getting medical degrees and don't want to use them. And the worst part about it is, guys, if a woman has a mechanical engineering degree but isn't a mechanical engineer, she doesn't get the respect of being a freaking engineer. Sorry. If you meet a woman who's a doctor and she's not practicing medicine, because women will get these degrees, you try to date them and they'll puff their chests out and have the standards of being a medical doctor, but you're not a doctor, guys. Am I wrong? Put in the chat if you agree with me or not. If you're not working in your profession, you don't get the respect. Sorry. 8-Bit Banger, good to see you, my friend. So let's get back to this woman here. I left a 6-figure job in the US to pick grapes for less than $500 in Europe. It completely transformed my life. There's, and like I said before, she got some yams at least. I like that. It says, I woke up at 2 a.m. to slamming doors, followed by 6 pairs of sleepy footsteps. Even though it was summer in Burgenland, Austria, no warmth reached us during those early hours, yet between our laughter and singing, we barely noticed. We arrived at the vineyard just before 3 a.m., the full moon hanging overhead, armed with shears and headlamps to guide us. We filed into the vineyard rows like soldiers, performing the synchronized ritual that has existed for centuries. picking grapes for wine harvest. 3 weeks prior, my life was entirely different. I had a stable six-figure job as a senior marketing manager at a real estate tech company where I spent most hours of my day sedentary at a desk staring at my computer screen. So, guys, you know how lucky this woman is to be 28 years old. She probably has a degree in marketing, I'll bet. And she got to six figures at 28 years old and she walked away from it. Oh my goodness, you guys. What is going on? So, of course, she has to say, as a biracial woman of color, the pressure to reach an unidentified, always rising bar began to suffocate me. After 2.5 years, work left me unfulfilled and lacking purpose, and I felt like I'd outgrown my current life. At 28, I was itching for a radical change. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. Men, we can't make a radical change. Eric, good to see you, my friend. How you doing?
Hey, all right, Doug. How are you doing?
You know what? I can't complain, man. I could be a little better, but could be a lot worse. What do you think about my concept of I always say a journey of a man? You turn 16, you work until you're dead. Hopefully, along the way, you get a highly valued skill, highly valued trade, highly valued education, because to be able to live life on your terms and provide for a family if you so choose, that's your only option as a man. But women have so many more options to the point where they could just walk away from a six-figure job in marketing when they're 28 years old. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely right. It's funny how they want to have the privileges as men do, to have the ability to provide, but when it comes to actually doing the action, they run away. There's nowhere to be found. They're cowards. As you can see, this woman was a doctor. I mean, you help a lot of people, and she decided just to quit just because she didn't feel that she belonged. I mean, it's kind of selfish. You get me? It's
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
yep, I agree. And the thing about it is guys, this is why young men will never look at a professional woman or a woman in a position of power and be like, I want to be like Kamala Harris when I grow up. I want to be like Michelle Obama. It's because we know that success is mandatory for men and it's optional for women. When it comes down to it, women can make these choices and men can't. So you can't really look up and give the same respect to someone who has different options and has an easier life plan than you.
Hmm. Yeah, they're absolutely right. I mean, you said it yourself. Men have to work from the age of 17 until they die, or even possible for them to hit as soon as you're done working at 60. While these women think, you said it yourself, they let's see them work at an oil rig. You get me?
Yep.
It's
Mhm. Coal mines, freaking laying concrete roofing, and so did you ever have you ever not have you ever factored happiness into a job when you're working at a job?
no.
Like,
Well,
how
I do
important is being
personally. Yes.
happy at a job to you?
It's not really much an importance. I mean, the important thing is for a man is to make that money, provide for himself and his family. And these women, but again, they're just being selfish. I want to get the money, but have none of the responsibility that comes with making profit, with having power, so to say. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. In the U.S., I would say one of the reasons why the housing market is so messed up is because more single women own homes than single men. Well, that's because of divorce and all these different things. But more single women are buying homes, right? So 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 builders are building condos and they're building townhomes, but they're not building single family homes because that's what single women can afford. And there's this college to buying a house pipeline now. Women will get fresh out of college, barely make any money, and buy a house because it shows that they're strong and independent and a homeowner. They make less money. They're in more volatile job fields where they'll get laid off at any kind of economic downturn. And also, a lot of older women who are 35 to 45, if they were men, they have their career settled, they have a house, they have everything. If they were men, they would find a younger woman to marry, move that woman into their house, and have kids with that woman. But these women will not uh, uh, let a man move into their house, will not marry that man, will not have kids with that man, and will not support that man long term. They won't do it.
Mhm.
So they're just single women in their houses.
And
Women, go ahead. Go ahead.
oh yeah, especially here where I live, I've seen a lot of nice houses, but when I look outside, you see like the uh, items outside, decorated flowers. I mean, you could tell this is a single woman. There's the garden is overgrown. There's no maintenance. There's no man there to actually keep things down from, let's say, I'll call it like exploding from just being too much or dirty, so to say. To be honest. Oh,
Yeah, I have a friend who lives in Denver, and he works nights. No, he works evenings. No, he works like he works 9 to 6 at night. But during the day, he signed up for this service where you can walk people's dogs, and you get paid to walk people's dogs. There are so many single women in Denver who need their dogs walked that there's a service for you to
oh,
sign up for, and you can walk these broads' dogs. Oh my God, that's where we are,
yeah.
guys. Yeah, man.
You see a
So what do
lot
you
of
think about
women.
this? Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, I was gonna say I agree with you. You see a lot of women, especially around my age, in their 30s or mid 30s, well, they just have a dog and they're walking by and they're in a leash, and do you want to say that he's hired or look at them and as you're looking around, you notice them, and then they just have this face that's just, and the dog, they're just kind of let loose. But
Yep,
you're absolutely right. Yeah. Well,
yep. Uh, so what do you think about this girl that left her six-figure job to go pick grapes in Austria?
oh man, if it was me, I would have stayed at that job. You're making six. That's six figures again. It's just surprising how they want to. Right.
Yep. He says, the- parallel to my marketing career, I maintained side hustles working for wineries along the Central Coast of California. While I dreamt about pursuing this full time, I was warned it wouldn't become a viable career. Then my friend asked me over the phone one day, if you had no obligation or budget, what would you be doing right now? I instantly answered, I want to work a wine harvest in Europe. And your friend should have said, you are crazy as hell. That's what her friend should have said. That night, a couple of friends in the industry helped me create a list of European wineries specializing in natural wine. I spent hours firing off emails asking if they had any open positions on their harvest team. It was mid-July, and harvest in Europe typically begins in late August or early September. So I hoped my message would meet the right person at the right time. 4 hours later, I received an offer from a biodynamic winery in Austria. I immediately accepted. Guys, don't ever do this. You
See,
can't afford to take time off in your late 20s to do something stupid like this.
uh, pretty comfortable position, harvest team. Yeah, I wouldn't know why. If she has an easy job where she's literally inside of a room at a desk, air conditioning and everything, she would want to be outside in the fields. I mean, hey, if she wants to go for it, but I mean, she's gonna be out in the field picking grapes. That's a tough job. I come from a family that are Mexicans, and I have a lot of Mexican friends of neighbors. I see them all the time, and now where I'm at, they are on the fields. I mean, they're in the solar, but I'm still imagining them being in the hot sun in the summer where it's hot, or where winter where it gets really cold. I mean, no, like it's a tough job. That's all I have to say, and I wish her luck. I mean, girl power.
And 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 remember, she's doing this because she wants to do it,
Right.
not because she
That
has to do it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a curiosity for her. It's a curiosity for her. But there are plenty of people that have to pick because they have to do it. You know what I'm
I
saying?
yeah, oh, man, I guarantee you she's gonna want to go back because picking field is a tough job. And it's only during certain seasons. So I wonder what your side hustle or job is gonna be in the end. But I would like to see where this goes at the end. Will she stay? Will she win?
Yeah, 1 second. Send it to me at okay, cool. Yeah. Um and guys, as a I'm gonna say it again, as a man, you can't afford to take time off from work when you're 28 years old. You can't do it. If this were a man, I would mentoring him. I'd say you are making the biggest mistake of your entire life. Yeah, Jessica says it. I, I wanted to weave baskets underwater. I'm telling you, man. No, she she wanted to. It's it's all about the lesbian dance theater degree now. It's underwater basket weaving was back in 2000 to 2010. We're in the lesbian dance theater era of useless degrees and useless jobs. Richard Cameron says, I like model kits, but that's a hobby that I might not want to do as a career. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Says, what, Eric,
Yeah.
if you, what hobby do you think that if you had like $5 million in the bank, what hobby would you try to pursue full time?
Researcher. I would probably do research. But
Researcher, as in how? As in what?
uh, if I had that amount of money, I would research. I'd kind of travel, do that and travel the world. Like personally, I'm a data analyst, and
Okay.
I gather a lot of I do reports and things of that nature. So if I had that ton of money where I wouldn't have to get the do a part time job, I would definitely will be continuing my career.
Okay. Because I would, I'd get a PhD. I wanted a PhD after I got my master's degree, but then I ended up moving to the East Coast, and I don't have any student loan debt, and I'm not going to get any. So I had to come to peace with the fact that I'm going to die with that one. But if I didn't have to worry about cost, I'd move to the West Coast and just go to school I travel for 2 years and then go to school for 4 years and get a PhD.
Yeah,
That's what I would do. But I just can't. Most of the PhD programs in policy and in public admin and political science are like $100,000, and I'm not doing that. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. She says, my decision to drop everything and move abroad was clouded with uncertainty. Of course, I questioned my decision. I worried about running out of money and blowing through the savings I spent years growing. Despite yearning to leave the confines of an office, I wasn't sure I would enjoy the manual labor that harvest required. My internship abroad would be just under 2 months, but I wondered if I'd be able to find a job afterwards and what my plan would be once my 3 month tourist visa expired. So she quit a six-figure. This is getting worse and worse. She quit a six-figure job for a 2 month internship. So what's she gonna do after that?
my point. You see what I'm talking about? This is just it's strange how they would blow something positive just because they can't take it. It's really what men do. We're the people that take the do the things that are important, make things easier for in life, and they just want to blow it for what something that it makes them feel good. It makes no, it doesn't
If
make sense.
if you hear this on any other channel, guys, they got it from me. My number one saying, and I should put it on my banner, my channel. When men win, everyone wins. When women wins, they win for themselves. That's what men all throughout history have won for God, country, community, family, their wife, and children. Women win for themselves and maybe their kids in 2024. Maybe their kids. That's why I don't understand. Like one of the most underutilized resources for modern women is men. Is good men. I always ask, Why do so many women want to fight in the world of men? Where if you find a good man and support him,
Uh,
he'll
That's
give you the world. He'll give you the world. You don't have to fight for it, right? Am I right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. The things a man would do for a woman are, you would say, you can't say it's unthinkable because we're strong, and what I mean by that, it's we're strong in the sense that we are capable of doing anything, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of a man to do these things, especially for a woman to blow it up. You get me?
Yep, I agree, 100%. Yep, it's called the masculine burden of performance, and women think they want the smoke, but they don't want it, man. They really don't. It says, it was all underpinned by one fear: is this worth upending the life I'd built? But my desire for freedom superseded any risk. I decided it was worth finding out, and there it is. There it is, right there, guys. But is this worth upending the life I'd built? But my desire for freedom superseded any risk. She's just gonna jump off the cliff, guys.
And just
Women can
because
do.
she feels like it too.
Yep, I felt like it. Women can do this, men cannot. In a matter of weeks, I quit my job, packed my life into 2 carry-ons, and booked a one-way ticket to hand-pick grapes with strangers for less than $500 a month. Working Harvest brought new and unexpected opportunities. An international group of 13 intrepid travelers became my new community on and off the vineyard. Living in close quarters, working together, and sharing almost every meal formed an accelerated bond. Some even some even got matching tattoos to commemorate the season. And that's how you know it's a bunch of women, guys, right there. Come on now. Men might get matching tattoos if they're part of the same combat unit or something like that. But picking grapes, guys, come on, really? Uh, Life was exhilarating, engaging, and always new, very different from the corporate world I left behind. I learned how to identify a perfectly ripe Grunher Veltliner, what barrel fermentation, all this stuff that nobody cares about. My head hit the pillow each night, fully satisfied from the challenges and experiences of the day. Continuing to learn about winemaking and viticulture felt like the right path. I had also had the freedom to work on projects that interested me at my own pace. I discovered my new life's purpose. Women, guys, I swear to God. Ah, ah, ah. I
You know
learned
when they
that there's
say,
no.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
because you know how they always say, "Oh, I'm trying to find my purpose in life."
Uh huh.
Ah,
There you go. Apparently it's squishing grapes between your feet with 13 other women, I guess.
oh,
Um, I've learned there's no singular way to succeed in the wine industry. Since leaving the U.S., I found a community of wine professionals, including journalists, servers, and cellar hands. They're some of the most open and selfless people, ready to share their connections, knowledge, and homes when they learned about my plans to work in vineyards and write while traveling. Their boundless generosity has led me to gain experiences I wouldn't have otherwise. For example, I spent time with a third generation winemaker at his tiny vineyard in Slovenia, eating home cured
prosciutto.
prosciutto. Yeah, good job. And sipping through his entire portfolio. On a recommendation from the Slovenian winery, a winemaker in Buena Vita joined a private cellar tasting with his harvest team in the Dolomites. I guess that's a part of Slovenia. After that, I contacted a couple running a vineyard in the English countryside. They invited me to stay at their house to help them press grapes and bottle Pet Nat, a type of sparkling wine. I'm now in England and leaving for Australia. I'm 4 months into my wine journey and have no regrets. Once my EU tourist visa expired, I came to the UK and am currently in England working with one of the country's few biodynamic wineries. In 3 weeks, I aboard a plan to spend a year in Australia on a work and holiday visa. There, I accepted a job as a cellar hand on a winemaking team for their 2025 vintage. I'm living off the money I earned at the Australian vineyard and a modest budget I set aside for my previous job. I barely need to dip into my savings thanks to affordable hostels. My belongings still fit into 2 carry-ons. What I've gained, however, is 1,000 new possibilities for my life plus a few bottles of wine. My question is, are they going to factor this crap into that pesky wage gap they always talk about? Huh?
Uh,
Women make so much less than men. It's because they're leaving their jobs to go pick freaking grapes. That's why.
yeah, precisely. Yeah, that's it. Like literally.
Guys, this is insanity. And if you look at sites like Insider, BuzzFeed, Business Insider, there's all these stories of these women just quitting their jobs, guys, just walking away. Let's see this one right here. Make sure to like the stream. I'd appreciate it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's see what's going on with this woman here.
This time last year, I stress quit my dream job and had no idea what I was going to do next.
I stress quit my dream job.
For those of you who are new here, so 70,000 of you, last year I made a pretty dramatic exit from my previous company and the role that I thought was my dream job. From the outside, it came as a surprise, which honestly I took as a compliment because a huge part of my role was that I had to sell the idea that I loved my job. But anyone who was close to me at that time knew how bad of a situation I was actually in. The biggest question I would get was, why did you leave? Well, the professional answer was that there were no growth opportunities. But the real unfiltered answer is that it was a complete shit show.
See,
What do you go for it?
It's crazy to me because she has to be like 24, 25, right? All you do at this age is keep your eyes open, your ears open, and your mouth shut. That's all you do at this age.
Well, notice how she said that there's like no woman allowed. Like, I want to know what did she meant by that? Like, if you go back a few seconds, you could tell where she's.
I'm not going to share. The professional answer to me at that time knew how bad of a situation I was actually in. The biggest question I would get was, why did you leave? Well, the professional answer was that there were no growth opportunities. But the real
how was right there? What does she mean by there's no girl opportunities?
Wait, I think that was that was the subtitle. She said there's no growth opportunities.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Never mind. It's kind of.
Oh yeah, the Clue Channel and the house. Yeah, we used to hang out on Pro Stream all the time. Spec Streaming, good to see you, my friend. Welcome. We spend so much of our money on women. How do they not factor that into the wage gap? Eric, let's have a conversation about this whole wage gap real fast, right? You ever watch Captain America or the Avengers?
Yeah.
Those movies. You know how all the Hydra people say, when you cut off one head, two heads would appear in its place. That is the wage gap argument. Just when you think it's debunked, they find two more ways to push that into the narrative. It's like, how does it keep coming up? Like, how is that still a thing? I don't get it. It's been getting debunked since the 70s, and they're still talking about it.
Yeah, it's been going on for a while. But it's funny how Spec Streaming says it. It's like, how do they not factor that into the wage gap? They're picking wines. Like, that's a toss that they won't. You get me?
Yeah. Or because guys, remember, I've done multiple stories on my channel about this. STEM has a recruitment and a retention problem. 50% of women in STEM leave the industry by the time they're 40. 50%, right? Lawyers are the same way. They're trying to put IVF into female medical doctor and female lawyers insurance plans because they know that once they get older and they have a kid, that they're not going to produce as much as a man. The wage gap is just an excuse for money transfer from productive men to unproductive women.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm lying. Huh? And the ultimate example of that is the U.S. women's soccer team. You want to know why the WNBA keeps complaining about pay, even though the NBA is the only reason why they have a league? The ultimate goal. So the U.S. women's soccer team gets half of whatever the men's team makes, and the men's team gets half of whatever the women make. But the men make more money because the World Cup on the men's side brings in billions of dollars. That is the ultimate goal of the wage gap and why women complain about pay. They don't want to be more productive, but they want to take the money away from productive men. The Clue Channel, how you doing, my friend? What's going on?
What's going on, Doug MPA? What's going on, Eric N? Yeah, I'm coming in late. I'm trying to get the context here. Y'all keep going.
Yeah, so I'm doing this live stream because there's so many articles like this one here, the next one here. Where is it? I quit my job and moved in with my aunt. I make a third of my old salary, but I have peace and can save for retirement. I left my six-figure career to find happiness. Here's how I did it. Women can just leave their jobs whenever they want.
That's true.
Men can't. We have a masculine burden of performance. We have an expectation of production. If a man were to leave their six-figure career to teach yoga, he'd be insane. What do you think about it?
Well, if here's the thing. If women leave the workforce, there's 150,000 safe places for them to land on that'll help them out. Lots of nonprofit organizations, the government will step in, the family will step in, because we don't want the little girl to be out on the streets, right? That'd be terrible. Even
Simps will step in.
Simp, yes, that's a good point you just brought up.
Yep.
Simps will step in. Yep. They'll step in because Simp Inc. That's a big corporation.
Simp International.
Is a big yes, big that's a big industry. Just saving women, just constantly back to back, saving women. So they'll be fine. A woman can call her mother and say, I'm not really feeling this whole job thing. Let me lay low for 6 months, and it'll be okay.
Yeah. Yep.
If a man does that, he's a loser. He's a deadbeat. He's draining the system. What, you loser? What are you doing? You need to get out there and work. What the F are you doing?
Eric,
you get all of that.
The Clue Channel.
Sir.
This is. Give me an answer to this question, right? When you think of the word loser, you picture a man in his basement who's being unproductive, eating Cheetos and playing video games, right?
Yeah, with a neck beard.
What is the name equivalent of a loser for a woman?
I can't.
There isn't one. There isn't
I'm thinking, man.
one.
I'm trying to think.
That's where we are, guys. That's where we are.
It's so true.
And we need to have a term for that, because once again, if you hear anyone else say this too, they got it from me. I said it earlier during the crime files. Things are never going to be fair and equitable between men and women. So women pushing for equality means that they want life as unfair as men's lives. So they're going to have to go through the same trials and tribulations and get the same ridicule, the same mockery. So we need a term for women that are losers. We need a term for it. I don't know what that's going to be, but we need it. Because women ask for it.
Give me 2 days. I'll come up with one. Not one day.
Go.
Give me 2 days. I'll come up with one.
They're lazy.
We can start at lazy. Lazy's good.
Yeah.
You can start there.
Yep, exactly. And then there's so many ways to justify the laziness. My mental health. My emotional health.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I hate. No. Keep going.
Mental health with that's a good one. That's a good one.
That it annoys me. It's annoying.
It's like Gen Z are the most there's so many things with Gen Z, especially Gen Z women. You know that Gen Z spends more time in the shower than any other generation. The average Gen
What?
Z, 17 to 27, spends 24 minutes in the shower. Right? They're more likely to take sick days for freaking mental health. They take like the Gen Z takes like 4 times more sick days than freaking boomers do. 4 times because of their mental health and all this stuff. Like, or they're trying to push corporations to have mental health services on site.
Okay, that's just a cop out. That's just being you're crying. You're being a crybaby. Like now you're just whining.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. As a man, my father told me this. He said, WMPA, life is gonna suck a lot of the time. What are you gonna do about it? And if you can figure that out, you go far in life.
That's
And
good
as
advice.
men, we innately know that, but women don't understand that. In fact, guys, we are so I'm 43, right? And I'm the first generation where women are fully a part of this experiment of being equal to men. So and this is visible by the fact that, remember, guys, only 40% of men have ever produced, about 43%. 90% of women have, right? So men are used to being alone. When you think about loners and stuff like that, you picture a man. Homeless people are mostly men. But now we have women my age and younger are truly in the experiment of being able to live their lives truly alone. Alone. Let's see how they handle it. Because humans weren't meant to be alone, but especially women.
No. That it says that in the Bible. Man's not meant to be alone. It said it's from the start that was told. Men are not supposed to be alone. Man, that's man and woman, not supposed to be alone.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
The worst punishment in civilized society, besides the death penalty, is what, guys? Solitary confinement.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Solace,
have a lot of these.
Solace will kill you. Yes.
A lot of these cat ladies, man. Solitary confinement. Go ahead.
Because put up the comment that was out there. I didn't quite see that. Yeah, well, Whiteout said good picture out here. It's funny. Okay, so start a new job. Yeah, I agree. The only reason why someone would have to take time off is going to the ER. You know, an emergency happens. Okay, like your body cannot physically be there at that moment of time that you have to take care of. It's an emergency. You know? So
yeah,
I took 6 days off in the year 2020 during the pandemic. 6 days total, the whole year.
Dang.
I'm a truck driver, and I felt I was needed.
Yeah.
While everybody else in the company was like, "Oh, we could take off, and they'll pay us." And I'm like, "No, I'm needed. I'm not taking off."
Yeah.
And another thing, I didn't believe in that whole fake flu anyway. So why am I taking off?
I had to wear.
Yeah, and so and I bet after the cough, you were making good money too, huh? Because a lot of my friends who were truck drivers,
I made the most money that year. The most.
Yep. And that's the thing about it. Guys, remember, 77% of America's economy is services. 77%. Before the 80s, it was about 85% of our economy was manufacturing and agriculture. So in a 77% economy, services economy, trades like truck driving, plumbing, electricity, you're going to make a lot of money. I just moved from Washington, D.C. a year ago. In D.C., it costs a $300 service charge for a plumber to walk into your house.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Just for a plumber to walk into your house.
Through. They haven't done anything yet. You got to pay $300 just for him showing up.
You got
That's a lot of money.
Yep, you got it. Yep. Get back to this girl.
Growth opportunities, but the real unfiltered answer is that it was a complete shit show. I'm not going to share every detail for privacy reasons, but I am going to be telling this story because it ties into something I'm really passionate about, mental health. That job became a major part of my mental health journey.
Told you guys. My mental health. There it is.
She wants to pick grapes. Let her be.
Yeah. And
Doug, you got to give me that sound effect. You got to send it to me.
I will, man.
You got
I
to
will.
send that to me.
And of course, if you look at her, she is a so you could tell by her views, but she's a full-time content creator now. So she quit her job to be a content creator, like most of these women want to be.
And I want to be more open about that on my platform. For a long time, I was really embarrassed about how things went down with my first job out of college. It's literally taken me a year to talk about this. I had been put down and micromanaged to the point where I was waking up and having panic attacks pretty much daily, thinking about going into work. And it got so bad, I ended up having a mental breakdown and ended up in the hospital due to stress. I wish I could say I left after I was in the hospital, but I ended up staying at that job for another 6 months because I was so afraid of breaking that cycle. But now, with some distance, I feel empowered to talk about toxic work environments, and I especially want to help college students who are close to graduating and don't really know what's normal for a job. So if you are a college student looking for internships or social media jobs, drop your questions in my comments. Seriously, there are no silly questions, and I'll try to do my best to answer them all.
There you go. Her mental
So
health.
she's selling a product.
Yep, they all are.
She quit her job to sell a product based on feelings.
Yep.
Okay.
This
Nothing
girl.
new.
I left my six-figure career to find happiness. Here's how I did it. For 15 years, I battled anxiety, panic attacks, and bouts of insomnia. I began to sweep a swath of hair over a growing bald spot. She said, you might never wear heels again, my podiatrist said after diagnosing me with Morton's neuroma, a painful thickening of tissue on the balls of my feet that can be brought on by Unideal footwear choices. It felt like a death sentence for 20-something-year-old me living in New York City, the fashion capital of the world, but it was the least of my problems. I was 15 to 20 pounds heavier than I wanted to be, chronically stressed to the point that my hair was falling out. My only mindfulness practice at the time was social smoking and eating palm fruits to soak up the alcohol after an evening of bar hopping. So she would get off from her stress job, go drink some wine, and get dug out by Gavin the Starving artist and Chad Chaddington. Because if she's going to all these bars, she ain't leaving by herself. Come on now. We all know that.
I know.
Then a yoga instructor showed up in my office and I got hooked. 15 years later, yoga had not only helped me heal my physical ailments and kept me sane during dire periods like the cough, it completely changed my life. It inspired me to quit my successful ad tech sales career, which I had spent almost 20 years creating. I knew leaving everything I'd built behind was a huge risk and there was a good chance it might ruin my life, but I also knew I had to make the leap. See, this is women, guys. I keep saying it. Men cannot do this. We can't.
You can't. Unless we got somebody that's dedicated to underwriting our journey, which that's very rare. We can't do this.
Yep.
We would do something like this, but our story will be told under the bridge. Yeah, I left my six-figure job. They evicted me. I went under the bridge. I had a pen and paper, and I designed the business from under the bridge when people weren't trying to shoot and kill me. That's our story. Yep. We don't have people to just take us in.
Yep. Women can take this risk because they know there's an infrastructure in place to catch them if they fall. And this is another woman. A successful ad tech sales career. She should be lucky she was able to have a successful career in ad tech sales. Are you serious? And she's gonna walk away from it.
they needed a certain amount of women there, so she made the cut.
Let me see.
I'm just saying.
Megan Hurd, because I want to see what this Megan Hurd LinkedIn. Let's see if I can find her LinkedIn real fast and see what. Oh no. Okay. Alyssa Lauren Stone. Let me see if I can find her and see what she got her degrees in and everything. Alyssa Lauren Stone LinkedIn.
Like company.
I found her. Let's see. I can't show her because I don't. I don't. Okay, so let's see what this woman's dealing with here. So she's the founder of the Marvelous Mage. She's a yoga teacher. From 2023, a writer, journalist. Okay. He has a Bachelor of Arts in Journalism and Mass Communications.
Why?
Jesus H. Christ.
Why are you laughing, Doug? Stop laughing. It's not
What is
funny.
One of the 7 degrees I always say on my channel that women get that aren't worth the paper they're printed on. Say it with me, guys. Psychology, sociology, social work, criminal justice, some kind of studies degree. So gender studies, African American studies, Asian studies, communications, and education. So she was able to have a successful ad tech sales career with a bachelor's of arts in journalism and mass communications and sociology.
What to me it's intriguing is that she had a tech sales career, so she knows so in the side of business, she is how to say a valuable asset. It's just why she I don't know. It's a 10-year chance to ruin my life. It's a good chance to ruin my life, but I don't know that to make a leap. Okay. Yeah, again, she decided to leave a good job just because I guess she had to feel a good leap. It's I don't know. I would have stayed. Right now where things are going with technology, it's going well. I just again, it's the work ethics. Like she didn't want to continue as men do. Like we work hard. We don't quit. We see where tech leaves us. You get what I'm saying? Like
But if that was her, if she majored in one of those majors that Doug just said, what exactly did she do for ad tech?
all right. Yeah. It makes sense.
I can tell you because I have her. Let me see. Let me see the rest of her. Okay. So right now she has Marvelous Mage, and then she's a yoga teacher with Yoga Flow. So she was with. Wait, hold on. Okay, Live Ramp, Drawbridge Inc., Integral Ad Science.
Yeah, see, that's where things like trade jobs um work well. This is where men usually get into. This is our field. And again, if she's really into her field, she wouldn't quit. She would still continue on doing what she had to do.
She was the director of business development as part of the original team that led the business product development strategy for the product was later acquired by LinkedIn. Use AI machine learning technology. So she pretty much was able to sell this AI technology to different companies.
Okay.
Well, think about it.
Right.
Think about a man's point of view. We would continue to grow. We would see what we can discover, what we can do, and such as think about it. People who work in the solar industry. Think people who work in the nuclear industry. People who work in the electrical industry. People who work in the mining industry. People who work, you know, there's a lot of things that men do that women can, but is it they will have to work hard. they can't quit.
Look, guys,
You want to take.
It makes me laugh when I hear women talk about, oh, I want to go into construction. I want to do. Women want to see one woman in construction, one woman as a mechanical engineer, so they can all live their power fantasy through that one woman, right?
Vicariously.
Yep. And also, there's a whole lot of jobs that men do that I don't want to do, and I'm a man. So what makes you think that women are going to be able to do that? That's why I give I give anyone who does jobs that I would never do the utmost respect. Even women. Women are teachers. Guys, can you imagine being a teacher now? Talk about a fate worse than death. A fate worse than death.
Let me ask you this, Doug.
Yo,
would you rather be a teacher or the dude that pumps porta potties?
I'd rather be the guy that pumps porta potties.
See?
Any day of the week. You know what?
Teaching is horrible right now.
Yep. Let me see. How much money do you make emptying porta potties?
They're like
should be 1,000 a week by now, right?
Well, we talk about what you call it.
So you
like if you live in, for example, in California, there's the agency that that I want to say what's that system? But go ahead, Doug. Pull up your look up. Go ahead. Try to figure this out.
It says that you can make between. I'm trying to do the math here. Between $48,000 to $65,000 a year emptying porta potties.
No, I'm talking
68. Okay, that's
teachers start off at about 47,000.
That's about 40K to 50K. No, 40K to 58K.
Could you imagine, guys?
It's terrible.
Again, being a teacher. Can you imagine working in any female-dominated field right now? Nursing, teaching, daycare. Oh, could you imagine?
If they have a human resources department, you're done.
Yeah, it's true. You guys
you're
know that
you're the most hostile environment for work ever.
You know the human resources only became a thing.
Okay, so go ahead.
Like 1930 or something like that. So before the 30s, they had employees that were dedicated to hiring people, and that's what started the HR department. But before 1930, there was no such thing as any employees dedicated to hiring people or anything like that.
Well, check this out. This isn't so bad. So the average wage management pays about $22 per hour. That's just a starting pay. Depending on which state you are, that's not so bad.
Yeah. Yep. $22 an hour. Isn't that like $45,000 a year? Something like that.
Right. Go ahead.
Because I don't do $20 an hour is like 40,000.
$20 an hour is it's 800 a week. So
yeah,
40. Yeah.
Yeah. Conquering Wander in the house. Good to see you, my friend. But yeah, man, let's put it this way. I'd rather empty toilets than freaking teach kids nowadays.
That's the safer job. At least you'll last.
Yep. It says, even though many strict Filipino parents like mine sway their kids to become doctors, nurses, and lawyers, my folks trusted me to follow my career compass as long as I supported myself after college. I took this responsibility so seriously that I deferred my dream to become a journalist in order to cash the fat commission checks I received working in corporate sales. I got so good at it that I became fully independent within my first year of graduating from college. In less than 8 years of climbing the corporate ladder, I was not only able to take care of myself, but I did what some immigrant children do for their parents when they become successful. I helped pay off their loans. So good for her. I'm going to give her a round of applause for that. Excuse me. One of the wildest fantasies had come true, and my family could not have been prouder of me. Still, even though we had manifested the American dream, I continue to dread disappointing them. So that's her. And she's married. So did he just go along with whatever she decided? he looks like the type where she wears the pants. This relationship, right? Look at that guy, because they're in California. Because she's based out of San Francisco. Shortly after I decided to leave the tech company I've been working for in order to follow my new dream, I visited my parents. We were in the dining room in the middle of the Mojave Desert, but it wasn't the 105 degrees Fahrenheit weather outside that was making me sweat. As we finished eating, I quietly told them I left my job. My dad was speechless. My mom, a retired chemist, was concerned, but eventually conceded, "You've been so matare," which is Tagalog for rude, harsh, and unkind. Maybe you will be happier. When I look back at old journal entries, I can see changes had already been taking shape 2 years before I jumped ship. My love for money has kept me on this hamster wheel far too long. I wrote to myself, corporate life has an expiration date. And there it is, guys. Men and women right there. If this was a man, he worked this position. This is one of the reasons why men live shorter lives than the women. Because if this were a man, he'd work this successful job and it would end up dead at his desk.
Right? They rather stay home than work hard. Yeah, man.
I have a friend, and I went to college in Vegas, and this guy got a business administration degree and then an MBA. He met his wife in college. They got married. They've been together ever since. She was a nurse at first, and then he moved up the casino ladder enough where she could stay home. They have 4 sons, and she's a stay-at-home mom. He works in casinos, so he literally works 80 to 100 hours a week, right? He makes real good money, though. As he's 41, he had a heart attack. 41 years old. Because on my Facebook, the doctor said, look, you need to slow down, man. He's lost some of his hair. He's overweight and stuff, but he spends all the time at work. So he said, literally, like, I don't know how I'm going to, I have a family to support. I'm on doctor's orders to freaking reel it back, but how do I do that with 4 kids to support? So luckily, her parents and his parents are able to step up and help. But he had a heart attack at 41, guys. That's what being the sole provider. Women always talk about, oh, it's so hard being a woman. It's so hard giving birth to children. Women wouldn't be able to handle a tenth of the rejection that the average man goes through, and they don't want the smoke of being the provider of a family. Those are the 2 things, the 2 hills I'll die on. If the average woman went through even a tenth of the rejection, this is in dating, this is in life, this is in school when you're in PE class and you're not as athletic as the rest of the kids and you get picked last. This is in dating where you have to approach women over and over again and get rejected. Women wouldn't be able to handle it. And then, it's the same thing with being a provider. I said earlier, these women live in these houses with their cats and dogs. If they were men, they'd marry a younger woman and have a family, but they don't want to support a family long term. They don't want it. Anyway, for 15 years, I battled anxiety, panic attacks, and bouts of insomnia. My hormones got so out of whack that more than once I had received an unmistakable warning from my body, a shower drain clogged with golf ball-sized chunks of my hair. I began to wear a lot of headbands and bobby pins to sweep a path of hair over a growing bald spot. Dang. Before I decided to quit, I attempted to counterbalance my high-pressure life with countless hours of yoga and meditation. I spent thousands of dollars seeing Eastern medicine doctors and energy healers from both U.S. coasts. When I saw more encouraging results of the resprouting of baby hair, a physique I liked better, and more stable moods, I became even more curious about the metaphysical world. Women, guys, the metaphysical world. So I devoted my weekends to studying subtle energies, a Japanese tradition using hands-on healing. I finally needed to address the root cause of my agony, so I quit my corporate chapter. So that's her right there. A month before I told my parents what I'd done, I confessed to my husband, I don't want to have regrets when we're 90 years old. So I knew if I left the corporate world, my family's financial stability could be threatened. I was frightened to make any decision that could cause harm or even change our lives. But by the time we reached the final mile of our daily walk through the eucalyptus groves outside our home, my role as our family's breadwinner who earned $250,000 to $350,000 a year evaporated. So she walked away from a $250,000 career. Oh my God. Could you imagine, guys? Could you imagine? A man can't do this. If you ever see an episode of The Simpsons way back in the day where Homer quit the nuclear plant to go working at to go work at a bowling alley? Did you ever see that one? Could you imagine if you were married to a woman and you were making $250,000 a year and you came home and said, "Baby, I need to quit"? What do you think that she'd say?
That'd be a fight. That would be a fight. What do you mean quit? What? You a quitter now? What do you mean quit?
Man, don't quit.
Who's gonna pay these bills? Yeah, no. That wouldn't go over well at all.
Yeah. A man wouldn't even think about it because a man knows that once he gets to this level, it's his. It's first off, guys, don't ever be with a woman. I don't think that you should be with a woman who makes more money than you. How about that? Mm-hmm. Because, guys, how do women that make more money than their man treat them?
I make $250K and you only make $100K. What's going on? I mean, have you at least tried to ask for that promotion, or have you tried to become partner? I mean, what's going on? Aren't you ambitious enough? You're not ambitious enough.
Yep.
I'm making $250K. What's going on? What's going on at your employer? What's going on? That's what happens.
Yep. Women who make more than their men will talk to you like they can kick your ass. Mm-hmm. I'm dead serious, guys.
So true.
That's what it comes down to. If a woman makes more money than you, she'll speak to you in a way that can get you out of character. You'll be the most non-violent, easygoing guy until she starts pushing your buttons, and she'll feel entitled to be able to do that because she makes more money. Men are benevolent. Are benevolent. We have power, and most of us choose not to abuse it. Women are not. That's why, like, women will use their power to abuse those who are less than them. That's why 75% of abuse towards the children and elderly is perpetuated by women. So this guy right here, I mean, San Francisco is a soy boy simp, and that's why she's with him. Come on now.
If she had to pay your car note for a month, just that 1 month, just the month of January, she had to pay your car note. You've been paying your car note on time all this time up until January. She had to pay it. Mm-hmm. Every time you have an argument, she's gonna bring that up.
100% true.
She's gonna bring it up. I don't care if you step on her shoe. She's gonna be like, remember January? That car would get repossessed if it wasn't for me.
Or it isn't even that. If you ever get into an argument with a woman, or if you say a valid criticism, say, you know what, woman, you spent way too much money last month. You spent freaking $1,500 on BS. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but remember that time 2 years ago in January when I paid you your car payment? Mm-hmm. Guys,
she'll throw it back in your face, bro.
The only time it's okay to be with a woman who makes more money than you is if you guys got married young and then her career takes her to surpassing you in funds. But do your best to prevent that from happening. But if that happens and she chooses to stay, because remember, guys, one of the number one reasons why women divorce men is they start making more money. 80 to 90% of the time, if a woman gets a bump in pay over you, she's gonna leave. So if she chooses to stay, it might work out. But guys, avoid women who make more money than you because they will talk to you all broad like a man, but you can't do anything back. This is as So thankfully, my husband's job as a software engineer with health benefits offered us a soft landing, but his single income in the San Francisco Bay Area doesn't stretch far. We lived off some of my savings, but soon, like a true yogini, I knew I had to renunciate my old lifestyle and the spending habits that came with it. And almost overnight, my identity was reconstructed. Women, guys, come on now, really? I stopped impulse buying designer clothes and shoes from flash sale apps that too often convinced me through thumbnail size images on my phone that paying $500 for a pair of sneakers was a good idea. Instead of getting $150 haircuts, I went to the modest salon where I took my daughter and talked my way into the stylist giving me the cheap teen cut for 13 years or older. Our family also became frugal about vacations. My husband and I gave up our visits to high-end resorts and award-winning spas, and the expensive habit we begun enjoying before we had kids. We also gave up all but a few dinners. Instead of buying random things I didn't need, I invested my time and money in books. Since I was no longer indebted to a job that had me tethered to emails and call at all hours of the day and night, I enrolled in a 200-hour of yoga teacher training. Suddenly, it had not only seemed possible, but it was actually happening. So now she's a yogi. So all these years of practicing yoga religiously, I listened to the universe whisper, "It is time." I vowed to live my life's dharma or true purpose and began my training. I went from wanting to close the biggest sales deals to realizing my deepest desire, helping others find inner peace.
Can you take some time off of your job to help others find inner peace, Doug?
Nah, man, I can't do that.
I'm just asking.
Can't do that.
Just asking.
Can't do that, guys. Well, I had enough of her. Let's see what's going on with this girl here.
I recently quit my corporate full-time job. You told me a year ago that I was going to quit without having another job. This is so unlike me, but it was time, okay? And I'm taking a leap of faith, and I'm okay, not a great sign. A leap of faith.
She's
lying. I'm trying to start a business, and I'm trying.
What's that?
She's lying straight up. She's straight out lying. She's bullshit. I don't know if you can swear here, but she's lying up.
Yeah. Go ahead. Guys, so she quit her corporate job. Try and guess what she quit her corporate job to do. Try and guess.
What are we guessing?
What do all these broads want to do when they quit their job?
They want to start an online business or a multi-level marketing company.
Let's just listen.
It's hard to be a boss ass bitch. Part of me is like, let's fucking go. Let's build something. Let's create something. Let's like, like carpe diem. Stand on business, like run a business. I want to wake up and have a million things to do that day and have like a super busy schedule, Kardashian style, where I'm like meeting.
Kardashian?
Yeah, project.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And that's the thing. People don't understand. The only time you're going to work more hours than you do in your 9 to 5 is when you own a business. People don't understand how much small business owners work. I know people that own restaurants, and they're at that restaurant from open to close every single day.
Yep.
They get
paid. When you're a business owner, you get paid last. Everybody gets paid, and you get whatever's left.
100% true.
Yep. Whatever's left, that's yours after you pay everybody else.
Yep. If you own a restaurant, you get there at 6 o'clock in the morning to help prep the food. Restaurant opens at freaking 11 o'clock. You usually stay till close. Happens all the time. And there's this myth that women think that somehow like working for yourself or being your own boss is less work.
Okay. Let me say this. There is a way to do this. What she's talking about. Be your own boss. But you have to, it has to go parallel to your job. You don't quit. What they do is they quit their jobs and then they start a business. No, men can't do that. We have to build our business while we're working at our jobs. And
Or
then
how about
as our income goes toward surpassing our job's paycheck, then we quit the job. That's how we do it.
or it used to be if you wanted to open a restaurant, right? You would work in restaurants for 10 years.
That's right.
You would work every position. So you would be a cook. Then you'd be a prep cook. Then you'd be a server. Then you'd be, maybe you'd wash dishes for a
An
couple of months.
expediter, a host, you do all those positions.
Then you become a restaurant manager. Then you would quit to make your own business. These women just want to quit in their 20s and think that they know enough to start a business doing something.
Well, again, it goes back to the trade jobs. Like that would be someone would be in the culinary field. They usually would start in the kitchen. Correct. Waitresses. I mean, those are basic jobs women can get. I can't. Like, don't get me wrong. There's nothing that says a woman isn't allowed to work. You feel me?
Yeah, I agree. I will say that women going into the workforce hasn't been a net negative, but there's just certain things that have come along with women coming into the workforce that just aren't conducive to climbing the ladder and success. It's just not, and a lot of it is just delusion. The president, 48th the United States says, only care about the woman that fits into your structure and setting into a marriage environment, setting no other woman out there here at all. Okay, yeah, I agree. Yep, I agree 100%.
Do you think? Oh,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Do you think that women in the workforce is actually competing with their men, their husbands? Because she's expecting her man to make more than she is at the same time competing with her. I mean, competing with him for that position.
Right.
So,
Hey,
wait, so is it? It depends on what you consider competition. See, I think being competitive is more actions than ideas and words. Okay, are women being competitive in the workplace? I would say generally, the majority no. When you have still only 23% of STEM students are women.
Yep.
Female CEOs will walk away from a C-suite position of 2 times more than a man, and when she's 42 years old, like women, they can't be as competitive because some of the best advice I ever got from my father was, "Those who don't have to won't." Women know deep down that success is optional for them. A lot of times,
That's true.
success for a woman's career is a straight up masturbatory exercise.
Wow, that's one way to say it.
I'm telling you, it's them jerking themselves off. When you're gonna walk, no, I'm not serious. When they're just gonna walk away from it for any reason, go ahead.
I say it's more like when it comes to their feminine roles as being female, they're not being submissive. Or instead of being submissive to their man, they're being submissive to the
A boss.
Correct.
Yep, it's crazy to me, man. It's crazy.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yep.
The way she talks to you is different than the way she talks to her boss.
Yep. And all of the stuff that you have to suffer from at home, she doesn't bring that stuff to work.
But she brings work stuff home.
Yep. Women don't have postpartum at the job. You know what I'm saying? Women don't have freaking mental health issues and depression at the job, but they'll bring it home to you and make you deal with it.
That's what to call it. That's what feminism. That's why they changed the vocabulary, the dictionary. They add words. It makes no sense.
Yep. Or they take existing words and change
the meaning.
Change the meaning. That's just like, guys, why have men given up so many words that they used to just? It's like the whole Meg the Stallion. You have tall women who are over 5'9" calling themselves a stallion now.
A male horse.
A stallion is a male horse.
A male horse.
But if you're a tall woman, you're a stallion.
And isn't they beautiful?
Bro, I don't know, man. I don't listen to rap.
I am the empire. Like Chuck Bass build an empire type of boss ass bitch, right? And then the other part of me is like, why would we do that? Like, do I just become a trad wife? No in between. Like, my brain either wants to have it all and be like crazy rich, successful, amazing, traveling the world, Paris Hilton, or be like literally on my bed all day, every day.
This is women, guys. This is just going through their head. When they have bad days, they're just thinking about, you know what? I don't have to deal with this. I can find some guy to take care of me. They all have that.
We don't have that option.
Yeah,
hey, Doug, when you have a bad day, do you have a woman that'll just pay your rent?
Heck no. Nope.
Nope. Eric, do you have a woman that'll just pay your rent on a bad day, sir? We don't have that option.
Speaking of rent, have you guys seen that TikTok trend where these women say, "Hey, babe, I can't pay rent next month"? Have you seen that trend?
No, but it sounds real. It sounds like something that would be happening. I haven't.
Let's look at a couple
you got it?
of them after this. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. So let's go through this one, and then I can't pay rent this month. And there's a lot of guys where they say, "Look, like pay rent. We talking about like you don't pay rent at all." There's a lot of guys who pay all the rent all by themselves, and they call their wives out on it. So I'll get into that in a little bit.
Simp
we'll watch a couple
Incorporated. It's a big industry. Simp Incorporated.
100% true.
You know, the worst part is that when I met Mark, I was very much on my boss ass bitch arc. And Mark is the sweetest, kindest, most thoughtful human being. And I want my kids to grow up with him as a stay-at-home dad. But like, do I want to be the working parent? Not really. What should I do? Who should I be?
So, wait, what? So, what did she just say? This is 1 minute and 41 seconds. What the heck did she just say, guys?
She wants to be paid to be a mother.
She literally
wants to be compensated to be a mother.
And do you ever want a woman to look at you like, you know, he'd be a great stay-at-home dad? I'd be insulted.
It's very insulting.
I'd be pissed if a woman ever said, you know, Doug MPA, you'd be a great stay-at-home dad. Ouch. Oh, no.
It's insulting.
Odds are that means that you have to work to get what Chad, Gavin, Pookie, and Nug
got for free.
Got for free. 100% true.
Yep. I've been there.
Upset if someone said you'd be a great stay. Guys, could you imagine if you were in the club and you walk up to some girl, some freaking attractive girl, "Hey, what's your name?" "Hi, I'm Melanie." "What's your name?" "Yeah, I'm Doug." "Hey, so what do you do?" "I'm an influencer. I'm a whatever." What do you do?" "Oh yeah, I work right now, but you know, I want to be a stay-at-home dad." How fast would she run away from you?
You were like, "What?" Ooh, she would be disgusted. I think she would actually throw up if you said that. Ooh, you got people like this in this town? What the fuck?
Yep, I agree. Yep. Imagine, Eric, you'd make such a great stay-at-home dad. I'd be pissed. I'd whoop somebody's ass if they ever said that to me.
Hey, Doug, what if I did a video? I was like, you know what? I've been working at Borland Software all this year, all this time. You know what? I'm just gonna quit, and you know I'm gonna live my best life. I'm gonna live my best life. F everything. I want to start a business. I want to start a YouTube channel. Okay, I got 4 kids, but you know, They'll get their food after I start my YouTube channel, which is going to make a whole lot of money. I'm going to be a boss dude. Hell yeah, I'm going to be a boss dude. And I'm going to take care of them that way. I'm going to quit my good job at Borderland Software. And I'm going to get on YouTube, and whatever they get, whatever I get, they get. Man, I get hate mail. I get death threats after I did that video.
There is a woman who is homeless because she wanted to be a social media influencer. This girl right here. Hold on. Okay. Florida woman with 3 kids now homeless after moving to Houston to become a social media influencer.
Here as we just enter
a Florida woman, Kiaria Jones, of course, and her 3 kids are now homeless after moving to Houston from Tallahassee at the start of 2024. Jones says she moved to Houston with dreams of becoming a social media influencer. It's mainly what I came to Houston for. That's where most of all of my favorite YouTubers are from. She says she has no transportation, was able to rent a car to get to Houston due to receiving disability checks for her son. Oh my goodness. But she says her kids would be on the thing to get her move. Checks for her son, but says her kids would be on the thing to get her to move back to Florida with her mom. If I feel like I'm putting too much on them with me being stressed, then I would go back. So this is her. This right here, yeah, right here.
Travis just told us we need a new ad by tomorrow.
That's mainly what I came to Houston for. That's where most of all of my favorite YouTubers are from.
Well, I got Mr. Williams with the health department.
Look at this girl, bonnet on, weird glasses, acting like she's autistic.
By noon, it's tomorrow. They're going to try to have most.
How sad is this, guys? Look at this. Look at it. Look at her kids.
Yeah. Go ahead. Hey. Go.
And you know what, guys? Okay, I'm black. I'll say it. I can say it. African American women, most of them, but as a demographic, are the worst women on the planet.
Agreed.
You can Thanos snap 80% of American black women out of here, and no one would give a damn, and the world would be better off. Second off, Clue Channel, us brothers got to do better, man. Who the heck knocked this broad up? Somebody
that I don't know. He wanted to prove he had something to prove, I guess, or maybe he needed a place to stay, and she needed kids. So it was a barter deal. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what these dudes do.
Well, she needed that check. Remember, Tyrese said that his mom took him to the SSI office and told him to act dumb so he can get an SSI check. So I'm dead serious.
Really?
Yeah, he said that.
Is that what really happened?
Yes. Yeah.
That's manipulative, Phil. Like that's nah.
Yeah, Tyrese mom SSI check.
What?
Let me see. Okay.
Just act retarded so we can get some more money, baby. Come on now.
No, it's just no. If you think about it, it's a whole feminism movement. It's a leftist thing. It's a whole scenario.
I believe you. you. That's
I'm
how they roll.
Topic, but here it is right here. We'll get back to this, and then we'll get back to the regular programming. It says, my mom made me act special needs for that government cheese.
I did not know this at all. Nobody told me this. Nobody said this was happening.
Tyrese is sharing a difficult time he experienced as a kid, revealing a scheme concocted by his mother in an effort to help out the family expenses. The singer sat down with King Gilly for a new interview where he confessed his mother, Priscilla Murray Gibson, made him pretend to have special needs when he was 8 years old so they could collect a hefty check from his Social Security.
That's that black mama.
Yep. Yep. Even though she was a black queen, a crack fiend, she's still a black queen. Remember that crap? Specifically, the
Even though
fast.
you were a black queen mama, even though you were a crack fiend mama, you always was a black queen mama.
You got it. Specifically, the Fast and Furious actor claimed Priscilla made him play, the R word in order to get an extra $762 from the government to help his hardworking mom support the family. Watch the video. Tyrese didn't seem too fazed by the ruse as he laughed while retelling the story, referring to the payout as government cheese. As Tyrese saw, the fib was his first acting gig. There you go.
This is what they do. They'll take advantage of the system. It's very manipulative. It's.
Yep.
I mean, she's being lazy. I can't. Wait, what did he say? Go back to the brother.
To the Tyrese story.
No, what there was whatchamacallit, a post that came up.
Oh, why is this
Or
not
came
letting
in.
me? Hold on 1 second. Why is it not letting me? Hold on. There we go. Men can too if they don't have a woman. RT Bear, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Men can what? There's a lot of things that women can do that men can't, and that's exactly what we're talking about today.
They don't have a woman.
Men wouldn't do this. Men wouldn't take their kids to a whole different city with no money and end up in a freaking homeless shelter.
We can't.
Yeah.
We can't how could we get away with doing something like that? How?
They
There's
can't.
no way.
Yeah, it's the whole like, poor me. It's a whole feminism thing. It's the what's it called? Yeah, it's a whole leftist thing.
Yep, I agree.
Hey, Eric, where are all male homeless shelters? Where are they at?
There's only one I think it's in New York City.
There's also
out of the whole country.
Just
no, no, it's correct. It's correct. Yeah, there's several in the country. There's California, I believe, probably Texas. I don't.
So we up to 3. Okay, we made progress. We got 3 in the whole fucking country.
Yeah, as far as I know. I know there are programs out there that are do have adopted families. So and then yeah, it's doing pretty well.
Let's get back to this woman who left who put her kids in a homeless shelter.
I don't know what assistance I can do.
Anything will help. Prayers and all. Because that's definitely what I do the most.
Right.
Yeah.
You got transportation.
No.
You don't have transportation?
No.
You see her laughing? You don't have transportation? No. She's just laughing.
Well, the plan is if they're the only thing that would make me go back home to my mom.
Alabama?
No, Tallahassee.
Tallahassee.
Yeah, if I feel like I'm putting too much on them with me being here struggling,
But you gotta have a plan for tomorrow afternoon. I mean, that's Louis, get Director Williams over here, please, sir.
Yeah, because I had no idea that this place is supposed to be down.
She got the 3 babies. They're from Florida. And she doesn't have a plan after 12 tomorrow. So what we will do, we need to come up with a plan, action plan.
Tonight, I've asked staff to talk to everybody to get an idea of what their individual situation is, so that we can start.
So now they're gonna come up with a plan where everyone comes together and helps this woman out.
Yeah.
She's a woman.
Yeah. Anybody come up with a plan, come together and convene for you, Doug?
Nope.
Okay, I was just asking. I was just asking.
One more, and then we're gonna review a Kendra G video. I found that's freaking ridiculous.
Oh shit, Kendra G, that's my girl, the dating girl.
Yeah.
A lot of comedy over there.
I call it Kendra Samuels now.
Yeah, she did straight up steal his intellectual property. I'm sticking by that. But go ahead.
It took her a while though. She tried to hold it down for the sisterhood for 2-3 years, but she's been doing it for 5 years now, and she's just beaten down, man. All these broads that come onto her show. Yeah, man. The one that I found is
Stole that man shit, man.
Yep, 100% true.
He created himself.
Yep. Let's see what this girl has to say.
Okay. I quit my corporate sales job and I have no plan. So let's talk about it. First of all, if you don't know me, I'm Kara, 30 years old. I live in Philly. I recently got married and I've been in a corporate sales role for my entire career. Today I put in my 2 weeks at a company that I have loved, but I don't even know where to start. So I have been someone who has always prioritized my career above all else. And because of that, it has led me to being absent in my personal life. Like I said, I recently got married. I came back from my honeymoon and found out that my mom will be fighting cancer for the next foreseeable future. And I want to be extremely present. So first and foremost, I am using this time to spend with my family. But rarely, I have had a lot of time to think, and there's been a lot of major perspective shifts. And I realized that my priorities are different. In my 20s, especially in my early 20s, I was so ready to grind all the time and to make my entire personality my career. And I thought that I would celebrate life later.
That's modern women right there, guys. Modern women give all their best years to getting some degree that's not going to make them any money, and giving their best years to some job that can care less about them.
Yeah,
that's why. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, basically, college is a scam. It is. It most definitely is now a scam. College is where they take your most prime years and they try to mold you into something for the system. That's all it is. If you had gotten your high school diploma and then at age 18 set out to get money as a man, you'd have money. But your ass went to college. My ass went to college. I'm sure either you or Eric went to college as well. We fell for the scam.
So look, I put it this way: college is a ticket to make more money, to make more money for doing less work. College educated people do the least amount of manual labor, the least amount of like people that have people that do manual labor. Because here's the thing, guys. If you want a ticket out of a job that'll wear and tear your physical body, go to college. You can make a lot of money in the trades, but it'll cost you your physical health a lot of the time. But I always say college is a ticket to make more money for doing less work. A lot of people with college degrees, not the majority, but a lot, make a lot of money for not doing a lot because they're educated.
It used to be that way. That's the way college was. College in the 90s and the early 2000s used to be where you'd go so you can do less physical labor for more money. It's not that way now.
No, oh, hold on. Yeah, but not necessarily. I mean, right now, tech. I say the tech jobs, trade jobs, that those are worth right now more. Those are the fields that men usually go on to. Women or they usually the fields that they do it end up usually going to or medical fields. They pursue in the kitchen. That's why female like chefs, things of that nature. The thing is, the universities, those fields were more like we will have people like Stephen Hawking's. When it comes to education, people will go somewhere further where people considered places like at the MIT, British Columbia University, up with
Uh-huh.
is places like that. Like that's where scholars were end up going. So yeah, we do have people like Thomas Edison who created the light bulb, became um a millionaire, blah blah, changed the industry. You okay?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just have a little bit of a cough. Go ahead.
So yeah, like they changed they economically changed everything. It created what we have today. But yeah, we also have that's how we have people like what's his name, Elon Musk, the whatchamacallit,
I'm
the-
I'm gonna I'm gonna stop you and say this. The biggest reason why people are disillusioned with college is one, the cost, and two, you guys know what MRS degrees are?
MRS,
Okay.
Masters
Okay.
of.
No. Okay. In the 50s, 60s, 60s, 70s, it was mostly men going, in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, it was mostly men going to college, right? They created degrees like liberal arts, marketing, advertising, so women can go to college to meet a husband and then learn a skill to help their husband, right? The biggest problem is now that women are the majority of the college students, they haven't stopped getting MRS degrees, right? 23% of STEM students are women. So the other freaking 70%,
77.
yeah, 77% are
I
getting
mean,
degrees in marketing, advertising, liberal arts, gender studies, and companies have had to build entire industries around these MRS degrees to be able to employ these women. They are tried and proven degrees. If you get a bachelor's degree in mathematics, you're set for life. If you get a bachelor's degree in physics, you are set for life. If you get a bachelor's degree in computer science, you are set for life. If you get a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering, you are set for life. That will never change. The Clue Channel is talking about all these BS degrees that women keep getting.
Yep.
But they're still tried and proven degrees. If you get the degrees, you will make a lot of money. If you become a doctor, you will make a lot of money. If you go into nursing, you will make a lot of money. But all that is clouded with all these BS degrees that women keep going to school for. That's the problem.
I've always seen this as some kind of a Ponzi scheme, because let's say you got a bullshit major. Let's say I don't know, Chicano studies. You major in Chicano studies, right? What job are you going to get other than a Chicano studies professor at that college?
You can
be
repeating that, it's a Ponzi scheme.
You can be a diversity, equity, and inclusion manager.
Yeah, but not after Trump got in. So bye to that shit.
White House says a barista.
Shout out to Starbucks.
Yeah. What were you saying, Eric?
No, I'm saying he's right. They do what you call a degree like that, like the what would you call it? Chicano studies. That will not get you. That really wouldn't get you anywhere. The only thing it teaches you is just the Mexican culture.
Yeah.
I mean, but people still major in that, and
they have a bachelor of science.
You're going to get a career out of that.
You can get a bachelor of arts in ceramics. You can get a bachelor of arts in legal aid studies. I'm telling you, just Google the top 50 useless degrees, man. They've compiled the amount of degrees that people get the least.
Social work, a bachelor's in social work.
So let's get back to this lady to see why she quit her job.
But I'm realizing that nothing is guaranteed. And I want to figure out what truly makes me happy and what I want the next 5, 10, 20 plus years of my life to look like. So, along with spending extremely present quality time with my family for the next few months and my husband and just being present, I'm also going to use this time to figure out what it is that I want. I just want to live and be happy. And I don't want my days to be filled with numbers and goals and quotas. And maybe I will come back to that at some point. But right now, I'm going to focus on my mental and physical health and see where that takes me. I also want to figure out what I'm most passionate about. Like I said, I've made my entire
You hear all these words she's saying?
Yeah, it's a word salad. No, but I do have to say that what you call it, the women who do help the kids in need, the homeless, the social workers. No, yeah, no, they're good. There are good social workers out there that are good. I mean, I do believe what you call it. I do believe in that program. I have faith in them.
But they're not making any money and they can't live. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to sacrifice. You see, women get fooled by like status and no, get fooled by titles. They'll take a title over decent pay, or they'll take passion over a paycheck. I'm a social worker. I work 80 hours a week. Especially B-dubs, black women. I'm trying to save the community, but you only make $40,000 a year and you're $120,000 in student loan debt. That's why all these women, they barely make any money. They're freaking personalized, absolute garbage because they're so busy trying to save everybody else. Save yourself. How about that?
Dude. That's a nice concept.
I'm gonna play the rest of this. I'll let it play. I'll be right back.
Hey, Doug, I gotta hop off. I'm gonna be back, man. This was fun. I'm gonna be back.
All right, brother. It's good talking to you. You and I go way back, man. Remember back in the Pearl days?
Yeah, that's my girl. Check out when you get a chance. Check out my channel. I got a lot of streams where I defend Pearl against the idiots.
Yeah,
check them out. Check them all out.
I will, because
that's my girl since day one.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I became a mod on her channel when she had 11,000 subs, man. And like
Wow.
yeah. It used to be back because her first call-in shows before she even started the show with the guests and stuff. I used to be one of the only people to call into her shows, and even now, I've met Pearl in real life.
Oh, I want to meet her too. I know she's in Chicago right now. She's in the States.
She is as cool in real life as you think she is.
I know it. I can tell. I know that's not an act.
And freaking redheads
are my
weakness,
for real.
Man. I said, and freaking redheads have always been my weakness, man. Always.
Really? My wife is a redhead, so there you go.
All right, brother. Let's get talking to you. I'll hit your channel with a sub. And you know what? Let me find you and I'll put your channel in the chat so people can subscribe to your channel.
Oh, I appreciate that. And salute to you, Eric.
Yeah. Eric's been here a long time too. Where can you put?
You want me to put it up? Okay, let me
put it.
Yeah,
let me
see if right here.
Because it keeps. Is your channel thing? Is it green?
It's green. The green circle with the white letters.
Okay, I found it. So let me put that in the chat here, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the Clue channel, please. Give him a sub because him and I go way back, man. Yeah, let's go. All right, brother. I'll talk to you.
We're Pearl for life.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Like she, just real quick before you go, we're in. We just moved out of the phase of red pill exposure. Like
I really wanted her to leave the red pill stuff. I really did.
Well, so
I really did.
But remember, men have only had the space to tell our side of the story since like 2015, and that's it. So it doesn't matter who the red pill comes from. If they make good points, let them speak. We shouldn't try to gatekeep the red pill unless it's these freaking dating coach grifter type. But yeah,
Yep.
because even people I don't agree with, let all different aspects of the red pill come out. There are people I vehemently disagree with, but I'm glad that they're preaching the message.
Mhm.
So when they're trying to gatekeep Pearl and say, "Oh, Pearl's a woman. What does she know?" But at least she's giving her viewpoint. She's putting in the work, and she shows her face. I can't show
It
my
does.
face. My day job won't. Shoot, I'm not losing my day job
Oh, I
over
show
this.
my
But
face. I got my own business. I show my face. I
yeah,
would cam up, but I'm not in a good environment. But
hey,
yeah,
you know what?
you can see what I look like.
Yeah, I can't, man, because my day job, anyway,
I get
hey,
it.
yeah, but yeah, man, good talking to you. I try to go live on Sundays. I just been really busy, and I've been, under the weather the last couple of weeks. But I normally go live Wednesdays and Sundays. I'll definitely be going live this Sunday. I can't be on this
I'll be there.
Wednesday
I'll
because
be
I have
there.
to do a work trip. Anyway, yeah, it was good talking to you, my friend. Have a good one.
You too, and Eric, you too.
Take care, man. Nice meeting you, bro.
All right.
Cool.
That I almost don't even know what I like anymore. And I'm going to try different workout classes and new experiences. And I am going to go to places that I've never been, like just in Philly, free things to do. And I hope that you guys will follow along in this journey with me. And whether you are in a job right now that you love or hate, or you're looking for a job or you're looking for yourself, I would encourage you to be as present as you can with the people that you love and to never take a moment for granted. So, a little bit heavy. This may be the first thing you're ever seeing of me. I'm not expecting to make money on social media. I just want to
All women want to make money on social media. Come on now.
show people that you can change who you are at any point and you can become someone new. And there doesn't have to be any shame in doing that.
Eric, give your opinion on what this woman's saying. Especially the fact that her husband is going to have to pay for the lifestyle that she's
Yeah.
talking about. Go ahead. I'll be right back.
Oh, I don't hear much. To me, she's just going blah 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 blah. I sound like a bunch of whining. Yeah. I don't know what you guys think. Comment down below. Let us know. Let's see. Oh, this has been like, if she had to decide whether to do a career, I can't really recall. Comment down below. Here comes Doug.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, her husband is going to have to pay for all this. A lot of these women, I told you, she probably had some type of career. Then she met a guy who had a good income, paid the cost to be the boss, and she's like, "Screw this! I'm not going to spend the rest of my life in a job that I hate." That's why I say that one of the most underutilized resources for modern women is good men. They want to be out here fighting in the world of men for some reason when they don't have to. My sister met this woman who was a black woman, and she didn't work. She was a nurse, and she met this Indian guy who was part of a software tech company that him and his friends started that dealt with medical technology, like medical software. So she married this guy. She had to learn how to cook vindaloo and marsala and all that stuff. She has You know, she showed pictures where when they go to family gatherings, she has to wear the dress with the red dot on her head. She does his laundry, cooks his food, and then she goes to the gym and just hangs out all day. They don't they don't even have any kids. She's like, look, girl, all I gotta do is do his laundry, cook his food, and we travel all over the place. But that's what these women don't realize. If you find a good man and support him, you don't have to be out here. And guys, don't get it twisted. Every single group, every single ladies group has that one friend who's married to a good man, and that woman walks through life like she doesn't have a care in the world, and all those women are jealous. Telling you, man. But anyway, women, they have all these options. They can just walk away from a job. Like this woman. Guys, you cannot afford to take a break in your freaking employment at any time in your life. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's why it pisses me off when I see all these young boys who want to be social media influencers and who are foregoing the job market. What do they call them? NEET is not in education, employment, or training. People that just don't do anything. You're gonna have to perform as a man. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And the longer you prolong that, the harder it's gonna be when you get audited. Men get audited, women don't. Oh well, but they're starting to, because under patriarchy, women don't get audited, but they're fighting the patriarchy. Like I said many times in the stream, things are never going to be fair and equal are never going to be fair between men and women. So the only way things are going to be equal is if women get screwed just as hard as men get screwed, and that's what they're asking for.
Well, what I have to say is that yeah, they're picking fields that wouldn't support the role as being female or woman. For example, they're able to start at waitresses. They've always started. Like, okay, for instance, women have always had a backup parachute. Yeah, I like that saying. Yeah. They have the best that women have done, in my point of view, is when they would have to back up men back in World War II and create ammunition. That helped a lot. We would not have probably been able to win that war. They did play an important role at that moment.
But even then, the 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 women in the factories never exceeded more than 40%. It was about 38% of the factory jobs were women during World War II. It wasn't the majority of factory jobs were women. It was about 38 to 40%.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of women. Like, imagine all the women in the world. Now, out of all of that, 50% of them worked like their butts off, in order for men to win the war. Let's make it obvious. It's a fact. It's true.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not going to give them more credit than the men who had to die in the war, though, because women want to equate everything they do to what men do, and there's not, because here's even giving birth. Women give birth. We create life. Yeah, well, we have to freaking support you our whole lives. Who has more pressure, the woman bearing the child or the man that has to bear the burden of providing for that wife and child for his entire life?
For the men.
There's nothing women do that is more important than what men do on this planet. Nothing. Sorry. And that's one of the reasons, like I said before, women are in a position where they're successful. They have houses, they have good jobs, but they don't want to marry down and take care of a family. Only 15% of marriages have the woman as the breadwinner, and 11% of those, the woman exceeded the man during their marriage. She didn't marry him when he made less money. She made more money than him during the marriage. But only 15% of married couples have the woman as a breadwinner. 70% in the United States of couples, the man is a breadwinner. So there's all this capital. Oh, women have to take women, and then women and men don't build anymore. Women and men haven't built together since the 1980s. We are a bunch of single people out here trying to figure it out without building together. So, guys, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Keep your standards high and find the type of woman that will support you in your mission. Also, put yourself in a position where you can get the respect that you deserve in a relationship. Make sure that you can pay 100% of the bills, because one day, just like these women we just saw now who want to walk away from their jobs, you might have to. Pay the
It would
cost to
be.
be the boss, guys.
What I have to say is that women are choosing. This is what I mean. Like, women are choosing when they're already in the fields and they already have it. They'd rather let it go. So and other women would rather live like kind of have the man support them or support her, and do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't
No.
it doesn't balance itself out.
The thing about it is when okay, the biggest problem is when, like, I have friends whose wives start making more money than them and they try to support their wives, and it's chaos. Men are the reasons why women spend less. Men are the reasons why women save for retirement. Men are the reasons why women are not on the freaking street. If you have a marriage or a relationship led by a woman, it's chaos. We all know this. That's why we're in this craziness we are right now. But guys, I'm gonna wrap this up because we're at 2 hours and 16 minutes. I'll see you guys over on AJ's stream, because I have this cough and I'm literally about to lose my voice. But thank you for being here, Eric. I really appreciate it. It was good to have the Clue channel on. I'm gonna be live next Sunday. I'll put the post a little earlier. Hopefully this cough is gone. But any last words about women walking away from their jobs?
Yeah, don't quit. And just make the right choice. Good luck.
Yep. And I'm gonna say, guys, you have a masculine burden of performance. Be a productive man. Okay, you don't have to be productive for a woman. You don't have to be productive for kids, but be productive for yourself as a freaking man. Being productive gives you the best options as a man. Don't be a lazy piece of garbage, because and when dealing with women, get to a position where you can pay 100% of the bills, because as you can see with what we talked about today, you might just have to, because she needs to leave her job because of her mental health. Anyway, K. Francis, Whiteout, Joseph Coaster, RT Bear, President 48th of the United States, Steve M, Conquering Wanderer, Ronnie, Spec Streaming, the Clue Channel, Razy Gamer, Jessica. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Have a good night, Eric.
Okay, take care, Doug. Good seeing you.